They said the classics were only for the chosen. That a horse born in the countryside was never meant to set foot on turf paved by royalties. That the blood in your veins mattered more than the fire in your heart. They built a wall, not out of malice, but through layers and layers of bureaucracy. A barrier that made it nearly impossible for regional horses to reach the national stages. It wasn't a question of talent, it was a system designed to keep them out of the spotlight. But then came one from a rural circuit most fans had never heard of. A grey comet who did not just race, he rewrote the rules and forced the system to change. This is the story of Oguri Cap, the people's champion. Oguri Cap was born far from the spotlight, not at the northern farm, nor in the manicured paddocks of elite stables, but in the quiet countryside, raised by hands that never dream that they raise a national icon. He began his career on the dirt track of Kasamatsu Racecourse, a local circuit, a place that most JRA national racing fans barely noticed, even though they knew it existed. Back then, Japan's horse racing world was way more divided than what it is today. The Japan Racing Association, also known as DJRA, ruled the national stages with its pristine turf, historic classics, and the prestige to make a champion's name echo for decades long. And then there was the National Association of Racing, the NAR, a patchwork of small-town venues. Crowds were smaller, purse lighter, and the stars who rose here barely reached the national stages. Not because they lack ability, but because of the deeply entrenched JRA rules that kept them out. Crossing over wasn't just difficult, it was almost unheard of. Many might wonder if regional champions would be outclassed by national competitors. And yet, in Kasamatsu, Oguri Cap was already running, ignoring that conventional wisdom and becoming an outlier of the century. Oguri Cap's first owner, Koichi Oguri, dreamed of making him a regional champion. Koichi set his sights on glory in Tokai Prefecture's most prestigious local race, the Tokai Derby, but fate had other plans. Oguri Cap wasn't just good, he was unstoppable, a feat that would earn him the nickname Hairo no Kaibutsu, meaning the Grey Monster. His talent caught the eyes of the national stage, drawing offers from JRA license owners, fortunes no regional owner could match. Koichi refused. He was dead set on that Tokai Derby victory. But as time passed, Koichi realized that the regionals were a cage too small for Oguri Cap. He belonged on the grandest turf. And deep down, Koichi knew that neither selling his fortune nor his soul could cover the cost of taking Oguri Cap to the nationals. In the end, he sacrificed his own dream for Oguri Cap's destiny, selling him to Isao Sahashi, who could give Oguri Cap a true shot at greatness. Following Oguri Cap's shift in ownership, he began training at the JRA-owned Rito Training Center, finally eligible to race on the national stage. Many might wonder how a horse who had only ever run on dirt tracks would fare on the refined turf of the nationals. Skepticism was natural, but it did not take long for Oguri Cap to prove them wrong. He stormed into the spotlight, winning two G3 races, namely the Pegasus Stakes and the Mainichi High. The Uma Musume franchise has conditioned our minds to think that both G3 or even a G2 race are not that much of a big deal, but in reality, a single G3 victory should mark a horse as one of the best. Oguri Cap claimed 2 in just 3 weeks, a staggering feat for a horse from the countryside, one with the talent to dominate the classics. But the timing was cruel. The classics registration period begins a year before the actual races, in 3 stages. Stage 1, a simple entry form for those intending to compete. Stage 2, proving potential by either trial race victories or prize money rankings. Stage 3, finalizing entries for those who qualify. Since Koichi Oguri had never planned for the classics, and the entries had closed the year before the transfer, Oguri Cap couldn't enter the classics, leading to an uproar among the Keiba fans, especially when the 1988 Japanese Derby took place. Disappointment, shattered expectations, and frustration was the mutual feelings that people shared during this time period. People clamored in favor of Oguri Cap to be at least allowed for entry into the Japanese Derby. This escalated to the point of a well-known Japanese personality, Kyosen Ohashi, proposed to let him enter by paying a huge sum of cash just to make up for the late registrations, which to my surprise was rejected. Even with people vouching for Oguri Cap to enter the Derby, the JRA did not budge, and the rest is history. With this event, people called Oguri Cap the Phantom Derby horse, the next coming after Marzensky. Despite the uproar over JRA's refusal to let him run in the classics, Oguri Cap remained a strong horse. During the lifetime of his career, among the 32 starts that he got, he won 22 of them, with 4 of them being Grade 1 victories. Despite the fact that Oguri Cap is one of the strongest horses at that time period, he was not invincible. There were ups and downs, bad conditions, and losses, which is a part of his life. But in his career's final year, after 3 straight G1 defeats, he found redemption. In the 1990 Arimakinen, Oguri Cap claimed one last victory, a glorious win to seal his legacy. Some might think that the effort of the people and Oguri Cap did not matter, but the story did not stop there. Though he never raced in the classics, Oguri Cap left a lasting legacy, paving the path of glory for future champions to have a fair shot in the classics. A year after Oguri Cap's retirement, in 1992, the JRA changed their rules for the Classics entry. They added a late registration fee for those who wanted to challenge themselves in the Classics. And one of the biggest beneficiaries of this rule is, namely, TM Opera O. And that was the story of Oguri Cap, the people's champion. Tell me your thoughts on Oguri Cap, and who should I cover next? Drop your picks down in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. My name is VroZent, and that is all from me. Signing off.